So we're back with round 2, winner's bracket.
Winner's bracket.
So for those of you who haven't heard the first one or didn't watch the first match, go and do so. But I'm MiloDaGreat1, and this is Iby.
Wait, no, this is Iby.
Yeah, you're Iby. So you can see winner's bracket. Of course, I'm there.
Whatever, of course. You know what? This is actually kind of funny because you guys were talking before, and you said that you were going to clubber Marc Anderson.
Yeah, but then he gave me that look. He gave me those eyes.
He gave you the look. You know, all you did is you just fueled the fire. That's what it was.
I feel like maybe that
Oh, Pack Rat. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, turn 2 Pack Rats. I played a Swamp and a Plains, and then a Pack Rat. And if you know me, you will know that...
You expect it to die?
Of course, he's got a mountain up.
He's got a mountain up. You're already holding it. You're just like, just tell me. Let me move this to the graveyard here. Pack Rat is an excellent black creature. Mm-hmm. It's just so strong, and you
Fuels
can focus on
reanimation and wins the game by itself.
Exactly.
But he had a lightning bolt for it.
Yeah, you knew he did. He had.
That's okay. That's fine. Lightning Bolt is a really high pick in draft. So.
And look at that premium old border foil Lightning Bolt you got in the cube there. That's pretty solid.
You got that one for me,
That's real
you?
nice. I did. How'd you know?
It was so long ago.
That was like 10 years ago practically now. It's crazy.
Do you remember what we traded for that Lightning Bolt?
I
Not
don't.
to get way off track here, but I bet the trade was heavily in our favor by today's standards. Okay, yeah, so I played a Fleshbag Marauder to deal with his Grim Lavamancer.
Grim Lavamancer's out of the picture. It just seems like you guys are going to be killing off whatever comes out first and trying to ride your more bomby things later. But you don't care anyway. You've got Reanimate, right?
Exactly.
Reanimation, I should say.
And I have a Corpse Dance in this deck, so putting a Fleshbag Marauder on top of my graveyard.
Yeah, that's actually just perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I love that as the Edict creature. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It works very well.
I also got a Sword of Feast and Famine.
Ooh.
Played it with a Ancient Tomb, so I took 2 damage, and that's the first damage of the game.
You just got to get some creatures out there.
During my upkeep, he iced my Scrub Landing.
Uh-huh.
Just to find some more gas, I'm sure.
Shouldn't that be tapped then? Why is it
That was last turn.
Oh, I see.
And then I passed the turn.
Yeah, your hand seems a bit more reactionary. You're just kind of waiting for...
So you can see I have that Corpse Dance, a Necrotal, Necromancy, and Izzet.
Yeah. Oh.
Siege Gang, the
Siege Gang.
perfect card for my Fleshbag Marauder attack.
That's what I like the creatures in a can, right? Like they tend to mess up edict effects.
Oh yeah.
They gum up the board. Recurring them is just awesome because you get the tokens again.
My deck was like so all about the edict effects.
What's up with that Keldon champion? Keldon, is that?
They should be goblin tokens. You see, I don't stand for this. We have the tokens.
Yeah.
You use
you're not
the
having
tokens.
any of it. Keldon Warlord, that's what that is, right?
Yeah, they're actually Voice of Resurgence
Voice
tokens.
of Resurgence, that makes sense. And he's like, how about a rook? Can I use
And I'm
this?
like, shut up, you. Get that rook out of here. It's a rookie mistake.
Alright, so you're still using the Corpse Dance here?
Yeah, might as well.
I guess.
Take 2
You're
damage.
taking 2 damage.
But he could sack that to deal 2 to me anyway, right? And then I was like, do you choose a Siege Gang commander? And he was like, no, I choose a Goblin. And I was like, alright, fine.
Well, you still have to give him the chance to make a mistake. But I mean, here you've got to just play the Necrotal, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah,
or?
Of course. I don't really have much of a choice.
No, you do not. Takes the damage.
Because I'm going to equip my Necrotal anyway.
Yeah.
But I still should have tapped the Plains instead of the Ancient.
Well, I don't know.
You could have a Force of Will or something, and then...
And then it doesn't matter, exactly. But it's kind of either way, because if you rep something, that's always the trade-off. Is it worth it to try and represent
2 damage
something
isn't
else?
worth it.
Probably
Especially
not.
when he's playing red.
Yeah, you're now at 14, so... So you misplayed that.
Yeah. So he hits my Necrotal with Searing Spear, which is basically just Lightning Strike. And then swings in with 2 goblins, and then he plays this...
Prophetic Flame Speaker.
Flame Speaker, which is, I would say, the strongest card from Journey in Cube. The card is just the nuts.
It's really impressive when you play with it, because I don't know why, I was always forgetting that it has Trample.
Yes.
Which is extremely relevant.
They can't really just chump block him.
No.
Like, and if you put any equipment in the cube on him, he's crazy. He goes from good to crazy immediately.
Because it's card advantage.
So end of turn, I Corpse Dance, buy back.
The Necrotol.
Oh no, this is during my turn. Corpse Dance, buy back. Necrotol. Because he's tapped out pretty much, and I wanted, like, I could pay for the Force Spike, which is the only one blue mana counterspell in my cube.
It's, a lot of the time, I find you're playing a game and it's a balance between waiting for something else and just playing the cards you have so you make use of your turns, right?
Exactly.
And a lot of the time you kind of want to press forward because, you know, don't put yourself in a really bad situation.
Mark plays a Vidalcan Shackles and he has 3 islands.
Vidalcan Shackles is another really strong card. I like that quite a bit.
There's a lot of strong cards in Mark's deck.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of strong cards in my deck, too.
It's like you're playing Cube or something, you guys.
I know. And also in the last match, a lot of strong cards as well.
It's always, again, cool with Cube as well. So many of the cards are just so strong, and obviously they're single copies of them, but you're trying to still build that consistent deck where it still does something, where it has plays on the first turns, where it's not just going to die to a rush of goblins or whatever it is. And I mean, mind you, you're at 8, which is not great, but you're still in this game, I think.
Yeah. You know, I mean, my color combinations have a lot of wraths, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, it really is just 2 goblins on the board. If you can, you know, work your way up to something better, you can probably...
Vidalcan Shackles is a bit of a problem against my deck.
Yeah. It's a problem against a lot of decks. Did you board out the Ancient Tomb later? Because Ancient Tomb is a bit risky against a deck like Mark's, right?
I guess we're just going to have to find out in the next game. I haven't seen this one before, so...
That sword, it would be nice if it had Pro Red.
Yep. Or blue. Or pretty much any of his 2 colors. Would be nice. Pro Artifact would be the best.
That would be the bomb. You're thinking, man. What are you going to do? Use that Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, go down to 6.
Lingering Souls. That's a good counter against a deck like this. I just don't love it off that Ancient Tomb.
Well, I'm going to flash it back anyway.
That's all. It's all you could really do. I mean, this is the best play for you at this point.
You think so?
Well, best play, I mean, what else was in your hand?
A Necromancy.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother. I mean, how many other cards do you have in your
get
hand?
Necromancy the Siege Gang, but then he just gets it back with the Vidalcan Shackles, and that's real bad news for me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm just pretty much dead. Then I'm dead. I lose the game if I do that.
Because you are trying to play around the Shackles. Like,
yeah.
You can't mess around too much.
And that's, like, my best play against the Shackles.
Yeah. And besides, keeping Necromancy in your hand just means you can use it for other things later. Or still use it for the Siege Gang if you have to.
Yep. So right now, I mean, the game is kind of... It's not looking great for me, but I feel like I still have a chance.
Yeah, it's slipping away a little bit because...
6 life is not good against
Yeah,
red.
exactly.
I do have an Obsidat, though, in my hand, so I am planning on gaining some life back shortly.
Obsidat.
He only has 3 islands, so...
If you can draw a different land so you don't have to tap that Ancient Tomb.
But the problem now with the Vidalcan Shackles is even if I do play the Obsidat, he can just chump block it every turn with one of my tokens.
With one of your own dudes, yep. Yep. I mean, phasing it in and out is going to be useful, but...
Lots of long, hard thinking
Yeah.
going on in these matches.
It really does feel like you needed a Wrath a while ago. Just something to clear the board a little bit.
Like, look how good that Siege Gang was. It's still dealing... You know, it's still being a
The
huge
effect
problem.
is still there.
Exactly.
Ooh. Consecrated Sphinx.
Yep.
All right.
With no immediate answer.
The Necrotol is out of the game. That's exiled. The Marauder isn't going to do anything. The Fleshbag Marauder.
Nope.
And he's gonna draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
You don't have a way of stopping that.
I've been thinking though, because I do have a Necromancy. I've been trying to come up with ways. I don't have any.
You need a Swords to Plowshares right now is what you need.
Yeah. Or a creature that would search the pleshers when it came to. Okay.
Is there such a creature?
Yes, there's not in cube though.
Oh.
So what I need is for a card that doesn't exist to be in my hand. Because you definitely don't want to let a deck like this get into obscene card drawing. You know, or any deck really, but blue-red especially, like with burn.
Because he's got burn, exactly. If he's just drawing into these things, he drew 2 lands, which
he did,
but he drew through 2 lands.
Yes,
that's the whole point as well.
And in his hand, there I think you see treachery and a museum mortars.
Oh, is that what he has?
Yeah,
he can clear your board. Museum Mortars deals damage to flyers as well, right?
Yep, to all of your opponent's creatures if you pay the overload cast.
Yeah, which he has. He's got the 6 right there.
I've got like my hand is worth considering at this point in the game. Like I really have a lot of options with a necromancy and a corpse dance.
Yeah, and I mean you don't know that he has a Museum Mortars in his hand either.
And that's actually one of the cards I would expect the least from to have, just because I don't see people playing it that often. I know it's good, but it's in terms of just sheer power level, it's one of the lower power levels in Cube.
I think it has its place. I like it in cubes, but if I don't see it, I know there's tons of other red burn spells that can do this sort of similar things. Here you are tapping your Ancient Tomb again.
So I'm gaining life.
Yeah, but you didn't. Well, I mean, I guess you had to, but
I didn't.
Why? What are you doing with this 1 mana?
I have 1 floating, and I'm going to equip.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I guess.
And then I exile him.
So he's oot.
Because I want to gain life, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
And I have chump blockers.
But here comes Museum Mortars, right?
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Do it, Museum Mortars.
Now I regret getting that card altered by Noah Bradley. So that was game 1.
That's that.
But there is at least 2 more games in my future, I'm sure. Be able to take down Marc Anderson.
You're calling yourself for one of these games? Well, we'll see.
I'm calling myself for all the games.
Whoa!
We'll see. We'll see, though.
Settle down there, fella. Let's hope the Museum Mortars doesn't show up again.
Alright, so we draw. There's that Ancient Tomb.
There's that Ancient Tomb again.
That you love so much. You know how high I picked that card in Cube? So high.
It's a good card. There's no denying it, but it's really risky.
Another thing you need to note about this draft that wasn't shown in any of the videos is that red was heavily underdrafted.
Yeah.
In fact, Goblin Guide went last pick.
What?
Yeah, in pack 3. Tons of red cards are going last pick constantly, and nobody was willing to get in.
Red is not fun to pick. Like, when you're passing up really cool and interesting cards in order just to take your, 1-drop 2/2s and stuff like that, it feels like you're passing up on real power, but you'll get all those cards last pick, right?
Yeah.
If you're the red drafter and other people just are reluctant to do it, you'll just get so many quality cards, and it makes a deck that wins.
Yes.
I mean, Mark's deck isn't strictly red deck wins or burn or sly or whatever you want to call it, but he
has almost all the premium red guys.
Exactly. If you have your choice of all that stuff,
if any color is underdrafted.
Yeah, but what I guess I mean is just the red cards don't seem that cool, right? Mm-hmm. They seem weak in comparison. But
I missed my 3rd land drop here, but I'm playing the Sultari. I played the Sultari champion on turn 2.
You're trying to race him? Shekels.
And he's got 2 islands, one of them being the volcanic island.
That's right.
I'm playing tokens here. I don't know if I mentioned that already.
It seems like you're playing tokens.
I've got like Lingering Souls. I've got a Sorin, Lord of Innistrad.
Yeah. Sorin gains a little bit of life, which
this guy as well is really good with tokens.
Yeah, he pumps them. Well, you've got your 4 mana. Is a Sorin in your hand? What do you have? Anything?
I'm also playing a Reanimator deck. I have Angel of Serenity.
Yeah.
And Grizzlebrand.
Oh, Grizzle Basil. Good, good. Well, a game that Ancient Tomb is eating away at your life total. But
I got that Banishing Light, though.
Nice.
You didn't see that coming, did you? Where was that last game?
I didn't. It's one of those cards that's so new that a lot of the time I don't recognize the picture, like sitting in your hand or whatever. I just have no idea what it is. But that's essentially Oblivion Ring corrected so it doesn't do tricks.
Yes, exactly. I don't have any tricks that I could do with it anyway, so... he played one of the more powerful cards in Cube. It's hard to evaluate it if you're new to Cube, how good Shelldock Isle actually is, but it's very easy to get to one player having 20 cards in their deck with all the draw and the fetch land filtering and things like that in Cube.
And I like Shelldock Isle in a deck where amongst the four you can really hit something, right? If you just got a bunch of little counter spells and then maybe some, just again, smaller spells that you might just be able to play, it's not so great. But if you can hit a big card, then it really shines. Especially since you can do it as an instant, right?
Exactly. And he picked Ancestral Visions, which is going to be basically Ancestral Recall in.
But wait, but he can't play it, right? Or what does it say? Play it without
paying its casting cost.
And it has no casting cost, so it's just fine.
He can just play it, right?
That works.
So I cast Tide Hollow Sculler, and I see Jace the Mind Sculptor, Upheaval, Erratic Portal, Siege Gang, and Consecrated Sphinx. So I take the Jace the Mind Sculptor.
I know, but everything else there's still trouble.
You think?
The Jace is definitely the pick, but
yeah.
I mean, Siege Gang comes down off of one more land.
And he draws into Fire Ice.
Fire Ice.
Must be nice, right?
Yep.
Fire and Ice must be nice. Is that a thing? People say that? But pretty much any card that goes directly to his graveyard is going to deal with the Tide Hollow Sculler. Because
exactly.
He can grave...
just Lavamancer.
Lavamancer, yeah.
Lavamancer. He'd love just a draw spell is what he would love to play and then Lavamance that out, but I mean he can still also just he can fire during your turn, can't he?
Well, he can just do it now so that I mean what he doesn't know is that I actually have Restoration Angel in my hand, so it's good that he did it when he didn't
waste, yeah. Oh, you do have Restoration Angel, huh? Look at that.
Because now he's gonna probably try to kill my guy, right?
Yeah, he's gonna torture dude.
But I can just tap my Ancient Tomb, which is probably never going to be a problem at all. and play my Restoration Angel.
Has he dealt any damage to you this game?
No.
Nope.
It's just 8 life I paid on the Ancient Tomb. I mean, really high draft pick. It's dealing me 8 damage.
It's a good card.
I would not be in this game at all.
If it weren't for the Ancient Tomb, you think so? If it was just another land, though, you probably would be okay.
It would have been multiple turns before I played that. It would have been at least 1, maybe 2 turns before I played that Soltari Champion.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, fair enough, I see where you're going with that, but it's just against the red deck.
I would have had to use my Lotus Petal to play the Restoration Angel that turn.
Yeah. Oh, he's brainstorming off the Jace now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got Jace the Mind Sculptor, but I've got a Restoration Angel. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do here. Like, what can deal with my Restoration Angel?
Pyrokinesis!
That's not in the cube anymore. That used to be in the cube, though.
Yeah, that was one that stuck around for a while. It's basically the red Force of Will, right?
Like it deals 4 damage divided any way you choose, but only to creatures.
Yeah, which is fair. That's like a very fair card.
If it dealt it to players, it would see play probably in Legacy.
Yeah. It would be an extra Fire Blast.
Yes. But you know what Force of Will sees play in Legacy?
Yeah, that's true. It's like worth like $3-4 now, I think. You know, for an uncommon, that's really high value.
So I actually had to attack his Jace the Mind Sculptor with the Restoration Angel, as opposed to the Soltari Champion, even though the Restoration Angel was actually 4. I would have rather dealt the 4 to him because of the trigger. But he's got a Bonfire of the Damned on top of his deck.
Well, there you go.
He does it for 2. Killing both my guys, and then Lavamancer is my Restoration Angel.
Nice.
Overall, pretty good turn for Marc Anderson.
You still have reanimation stuff in your hand, though, right? Oh, for the Angel too, you can Corpse Dance that, but you don't have anything in play to get funky with.
Yeah, I need more funk.
You probably need Blade Splicer. You know that.
Oh, Blade Splicer would have been nice. It's not in my deck. Would have been a good one.
Or
I do have Necrotal.
Yeah, Necrotal, and even the Marauder is.
Yeah,
is
he's okay with it, but I've got Pack Rats in my hand, Consuming Vapors, Day of Judgment, and Corpse Dance.
Rat Plan. Now that the bonfire's out of the way, rats make sense. See if you can ride those. Ride them to victory. Are you going to make one at the end of your turn? Is that the idea?
Probably using that Ancient Tomb.
That Ancient Tomb. I mean,
and the Lotus Petal.
You don't seem too afraid to do it, so...
He Chain Lightninged my rat.
So, in response, make a rat?
I'm thinking about all this damage I've been taking from the Ancient Tomb.
And he still has a Lavamancer in play, which is always scary for your rat.
And get rid of the Day of Judgment.
Ooh, dodgy. And here comes the rat token. Well...
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah,
and then he's got a Lightning Bolt.
Well...
And that's the first damage he's dealt to me this game.
Poor rats. They didn't get to do anything.
Rats. I'm still pretty short on lands. I mean, he is as well, but look at that graveyard, Jesus.
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Bonfire of the Damned, Fire.
And all feeding a Lavamancer.
Yep, exactly.
Well, that's how you do it, right?
Consuming Vapors, paying 2 life, as usual.
Gain 1 life. Okay. And you put it on top of your library to try and remember the rebound.
Yeah, you're not actually allowed to do that in competitive play.
Yeah. I think it's okay in casual play because you're literally reminding yourself before you draw here. How about this? So
he plays an Erratic Portal.
Erotic Portal.
So I get no value off that Consuming Vapors. But, I mean, he's Marc Anderson. There's no way he'd let me get value on anything.
No, sir.
I pass the turn. I don't really have too much I can do.
What's the top creature in your graveyard? Pack Rats?
Yes. Not the most exciting of cards.
Not the most exciting, but you can make a Pack Rat.
It's true. So I can
you burn
it.
The Corpse Dance, essentially.
I don't have to get rid of the Corpse Dance.
Well, you can't pay 5.
Well, no, I could do it end of turn, and then during my turn.
Oh, during the next turn. Yeah, that's right.
What's he got? Siege Gang with Erratic Portal up.
Woohoo!
6 dudes a turn? Or, sorry, 3 dudes a turn.
This is not good.
I'm hoping there's a Mystic Snake on the top of my library or graveyard.
That Mark Raska just slipped it on top there. And that you have the blue and green mana to
No, I have Corpse Dance.
Oh yeah, Corpse Dance. I thought you said on top of your library.
Yeah, I did, but I meant graveyard. I'm just getting a little frazzled here because I expected to win this.
Hand.
And I lose.
That's it.
I lose probably for the first time ever on my YouTube channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and join us for the 3rd match.